right.
Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike, Max, Patrick, Royce, Lavelle, E. Neal, and Sid Hartman.
Yes, sir.
Where do you want to start? You're telling me, I went to the Timberwolves game last night. You're at the Gopher game, and you said it was Williams Arena like it used to be, and I said that's because it was a Saturday night.
Yes.
I think you're right. People, when they had Saturday night games, they just went wild. Clem was there last night.
Yeah.
He was there with that whole team.
Clem and Rick Pitino was there, and
what's interesting to me is they had all those guys lined up on the floor, and about a half of them were outstate, but they're all living here. These players come here from Florida even, and they stay here. The big percentage never go back.
some do. I always thought it depends on if you have success here or not.
Seems like Gopher basketball, there's a lot of that. A lot of them stick around for Gopher basketball for some reason. Yeah, but then again, where's Vincent Greer?
Where's Vincent Greer? Yeah, where's Rashawn Leonard? Nobody can find him.
A lot of the guys don't.
Clem lives in Kentucky, right? Does he have a farm in Kentucky?
Clem lives in Kentucky. He looked good. He had a suit on last night, the whole bit, yeah.
Pardon me?
He had the suit on the whole night, last night, the whole bit. He looked like he hardly aged, Clem.
Well, they won a big game last night. I thought, this guy's doing a pretty good job. But that little guy, number 4,
DeAndre Matthew.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
I wrote a column tomorrow. We checked it out. When he has a big day, they win. When he has an average day, they lost.
Well, that's going to be in your column tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, just so I know.
He and Yogi Ferrell, I was looking forward to watching those two guys. It was a pretty good battle.
Love Yogi.
DeAndre, I think, is a better player. He's a little, junior college guy. He's been through the life of hard knocks. He's a tough little bugger.
He's not afraid to go into the hole, even though he's small. Yogi will pull up and shoot a 3 on you. I like Yogi. I like Vonleh. But look, Indiana's a mediocre team. Yeah. And that's why the Gophers won yesterday.
But both teams played. It was kind of a typical Big Ten play hard. Indiana couldn't make a shot until the last minute. I mean,
Indiana turns over the ball. I mean,
a lot.
Illinois is that's one of Illinois' wins this year against Indiana. I watched them turn the ball over.
Well, the Big Ten, I thought was going to be this really top-heavy conference, and instead it's just a quagmire, Patrick, of a bunch of different teams.
Wisconsin beat Spartans today, so they're back. Bo has righted the ship. They're 6-5 now after, what, a 4-game losing streak, right?
I still think you'll have a handful of Big Ten teams make the Sweet 16 and a few more make the Elite 8. I think they'll be battle-tested by the time the tournament comes.
Well, I don't watch it real close, but it doesn't look like any other conference in the country is all that great either.
Big 12's pretty good. They got 6 or 7 good teams.
Iowa State keeps winning when they're,
Yep.
Yes. Well, Iowa State played today? No.
No, I think they won yesterday.
They won a game the other...
They beat Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State in a couple overtimes the other night.
3 overtimes.
Yes.
Fred Hoiberg, that's the name you're looking for. What about
W. Smith yesterday beat
Oklahoma State, and the kid pushed a fan. He got suspended 3 days, 3 games. Marcus Smart for pushing a smart aleck fan. That was a big story today.
I want to know how many games the fan's going to get suspended for. I think they both should be blamed here. And Oklahoma State needs to come down on that fan. A grown-ass man heckling a teenager.
Well,
he was standing in between 2 women, and all 3 of them were heckling the guy.
Yeah.
And he gave him a little shove.
And the funny part is, it may have been worse if it would have been a student section involved, because kids probably would have threw some punches.
Yeah.
I don't think the Big Ten has got even one great team.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Ohio State last year was a very good team.
So was Indiana. They were ranked #1 in the country for a while.
Yeah. I don't think there's a great team. I don't think they're going to go very far in the NCAA if they get some teams in there.
How does Rick Pitino, can he really help Richard Pitino? I mean, people say he can help him. Well, what can he help him with?
Well, what they did, they had a family reunion there.
Right.
They had 16 people from the family came in, flew in.
He had to get the big jet for that one, huh?
Yeah.
But do you think he can help his son in recruiting? Or, I mean, how does he help him?
Would he help
a great player?
He's not going to help his son get a great player. He might help him get a guy he don't want.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got problems at Louisville, trying to kids at Louisville.
He's going to the ACC. He better not be giving away too many kids.
Yeah, and if it's a great player, that means somebody else recruiting him just as hard.
I don't think Richard Pitino will ask his dad for any help. He wants to do it on his own. And I think there's no connection between getting players there.
Well, I mean, they talk.
The only thing that bothered me was the brother in the chicken suit. What was that about?
He had to lose a bet. It had to be a bet, don't you think?
Some inside joke there that we don't know about?
Because
Well,
he
tell
got rid
me
of it
what
at
that
halftime.
who thing was about. What was that all about?
We don't know. We don't know.
I thought you'd know. You were there.
I
Didn't you
saw
go
those
find out?
guys.
You
I
got
don't
all
know
the
what
sources at the U. You keep telling us that every day.
I don't know what it's all about.
You were there. Didn't you walk over and ask him why you wearing a chicken suit? Take a break, come back.
I thought it was you in the suit at first.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quart surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
Watch ACC College Basketball Saturday at 2 on CW23.
Want right, not a wrong. Tune in every day and watch justice done.
You have lost your mind.
Are you out of your mind? You have severe problems.
No, be quiet. I'm sick of all of them. Order in the court, it's Judgment Day.
On the next Community, a night of partying leads to a drunk dialing disaster.
Do you remember calling me last night?
Monday at 9 on CW23.
Hi, at Dale Festi Automotive, we know you don't want to trust your car to just anybody. That's why we only hire ASE certified technicians to get the job right the first time. This commitment to excellence has led to being selected AAA Top Shop 12 years running. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Dale Festi Automotive in Hopkins. On the corner of 18th and Main Street and on the web at dalefestiautomotive.com. Mention that you saw this ad and get 15% off labor and installation.
Have you ever considered a career in the media arts?
I want to be a graphic designer.
I want to create animations.
I want to be a producer.
I want to code websites.
Minneapolis Media Institute offers a variety of programs, from digital art and design, game art and animation, to recording and music technology.
I can be anything I want to be.
I can be anything I want to be.
Minneapolis Media Institute. Start your future now.
Audi A4 drivers have spoken. And they rank the A4 highest in total quality index in its class. Experience the new Audi A4 at your local dealer today.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
J.D. Hoyt's, locally owned, nationally known in downtown Minneapolis. Perfect this time of year to lift your spirits through the winter blues. Go say hi to Pat and the gang at J.D. Hoyt's. Timberwolves, I think this season's over. What do you think?
Well, they got all the people hurt. At Martin,
yep,
he got hurt. He's out for quite a while. The big guy, I think they'd have won some of those games if Pekovic.
Although I got to say, there's a lot of teams that they play have key players injured too.
He's pretty important to that team.
Sure he is. But New Orleans had 3 of their top 6 scorers out the other night too. I mean, that's, you know.
Anthony Davis
he
is back.
happens to be important to Love, too.
Oh, yeah. I get that. Patrick?
Yeah, it just never has felt good, this team. They don't have enough offense on the floor. Even when they're fully healthy, they got 2.5 guys you can count on offensively. Love, Pekovic, and Pekovic, excuse me. My Slav friends get mad at me when I say Pekovic.
Me too.
And Kevin Martin half the time. They don't have any offense. They can't score.
Lavelle, put your general manager's hat on. How would you try to sell Kevin Love on staying here? What would you do to sell him? Because you're at a crucial juncture here. He's going to make a decision. Maybe he's made it.
I would tell him you're in a smaller market. You won't have a big spotlight on you. You're established here. People love you. And we won't max out Ricky Rubio and get another player.
Well, there's any question you're not going to max out Ricky Rubio.
What else can you do? I think they're in a box here. I almost think they need to look
into... It's the classic NBA box that you could put in.
I think they almost have to consider trading Kevin Love to try to get other pieces of the
trade.
But people are going to go nuts this summer when he turns down the attempt to sign him to a 3-year deal. But the signing for a 3-year deal makes no sense. It's less money, so he's gonna go through the year so he can opt out. But it doesn't tell you what his long-term plans are. The guy in Boston just let it know that he was going to,
I just think
Rondo's not going to
sign. It's a big mess. He talked about the offense. My thing is, how many open shots does this team give up? Because they don't rotate. They don't move on defense.
I don't know. In the fourth quarter, you can get what you want is the problem.
Exactly. And how are they going to win games that way? It's a poorly constructed team. You almost would have to tear everything down and start from scratch.
You talk to Flip often. How does he see this thing?
He thinks the guy will stay.
Who, Edelman, you mean?
It's big money.
Or Love?
Huh?
Love, you mean?
Yeah. It's big money, not peanuts. What they can offer him and what other clubs can offer.
Yeah, but Sid, part of the $30 million more they can offer is one more year. On a yearly basis, it's only $3 million bucks a year. It's that they can offer him. When Flip says we can offer him $30 million more, well, 20 of that is because you can offer him another year, and he can
he can get that somewhere else.
Yeah, he can get that.
Would you max Rubio?
God, no. I wouldn't give him 10.
No. He scored 25 last night. He's back. He's ready to score.
I let Rubio go as a free agent.
Would you really?
Yeah. I think he's terrible.
I don't think he's terrible. It's just not what you thought he was going to be. He's not an all-star.
Nothing. Let's put it this way. He's nothing like they expected him to be.
Yeah, we all drank the Kool-Aid there early.
For some reason, 7 points a game in the Spanish league. You should be a little nervous.
Yeah,
he's fine, but the idea that it's going to cost you more than $11 million a year, I think, is ridiculous.
If he could look at Jason Kidd's highlights his first couple years in the league and learn to shoot halfway decent, he could have a pretty good career as a decent player. I just don't know if he's willing to put in the work or not, because he hasn't yet.
What's he get paid now?
Whatever the standard first-round pick is.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I got a theory, though. I think there is some good news. They are finally going to become a major league organization beyond, Glenn Taylor was always willing to pay the players. But the rest of the operation has been cheaper than hell, playing in a cheap building with, practicing in the basement. They're going to go over the hall. They're going to spend some money. They're going to build a facility that makes them look like an NBA franchise and makes them look like they're committed to finally being a big league organization, because they really haven't been, in my opinion. And I think the one thing Flip has done is got Glenn Taylor to look at, hey, we have to act like a big league organization here instead of being a bunch of cheapos behind the scenes.
Had Love come in during the summer and sell him on that thing.
Yeah, but again,
Flip is working his butt off to keep Love happy. I mean, I see him. I mean, literally, he's established this relationship, and he's trying as hard as he can.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're going to trade him to the Lakers, if you're going to end up having to trade him to the Lakers, this summer's the time to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they are going to have a lottery pick. Yeah. And when is the next time the Lakers are going to have a lottery pick?
No, you're right, Dave. If you calculate that.
If you're going to trade him, you got to trade him when they have the 6th overall pick, or something.
Plus something.
And they need to get rid of their draft people, because through the years, their drafting's been horrendous.
Well, we reminded McCollum last night for Portland shooting the ball so well.
Yep.
Glenn Taylor thinks he has a very good relationship with Love. He's confident that he's going to stay here. I think Love will stay here too.
What do you think you're going to have to tell him?
He don't need the pressure of Los Angeles or the pressure of New York. He doesn't have that much pressure here.
No question about that.
You better get him to take a thimble full of blood out of his index finger and sign it on a piece of paper. Otherwise, if you're gonna, as I said, the Lakers are gonna have a lottery pick this year. This is the year to trade him to the Lakers.
And I don't doubt that he likes Glenn Taylor and Flip Saunders, but I mean, he's got to come to a decision here. Where can I win? You know, or what do I want out of life?
Both of them think he's gonna stay.
Okay.
Chris franchise.
Take a break. Come back.
And we always got Shabazz.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Alary's, the original St. Paul sports bar, now with 65 beers on tap.
Attention, please get a pencil. Announcing a hearing breakthrough, a microchip that is so small it can fit on the head of a pin, worn hidden entirely in your ear canal, making you hear clear as a bell. And it's proudly made in the USA. Do you feel left out of conversations? Is it difficult to hear words in noisy environments? Do others say that you listen to the TV or radio too loudly? Do you feel like a bother to others due to your problems hearing? If you answered yes, you may qualify for this new chip in the ear. Only 50 participants are needed to try this microchip, so get a pencil. Call now to see if you qualify. This revolutionary chip actually mimics the natural sound selection of the human ear. With multi-core microprocessors, technology used in the most advanced computers, sounds are analyzed and classified each millisecond, controlling noise and making speech clear. Do not wait. Call now to see if you qualify to wear this revolutionary new microchip.
I have evidence that proves my dad's a space alien. Speaks a weird language. Drinks green stuff. He says he's from Albuquerque. I'm not buying it. I mean, just look at him. And one more thing. He has a spaceship. The evidence doesn't lie. My dad's an alien.
The highly advanced Audi A6, named to car and drivers 10 best. Experience exceptional value on the Audi A6 at your local dealer today.
I know.
Audi Minneapolis, stop on by. Bruce, Bonine, Charlie, the whole gang, right off of 394 on General Mills Boulevard. Great place to buy a car built for all 4 seasons. LaVelle, you had the Diamond Awards. It was a very short night.
Hey, we've done a better job.
Spring training this week, but the conversations have stayed the same. Where do you get excited about the Twins? Well, you don't, I guess, is the answer.
No, I just think you have to look at this team as a transitional year into the Sano.
How many of those did they get?
I know. You know, it's weird because I was thinking about this the other day. I almost feel like I'm back on my first couple years on the beat.
Which was when? What was your first couple years?
98, 99.
Yeah.
When they were trying to compete, and they sprinkled in some veterans in 98, and then said, screw it, let's play the young guys, and because they're waiting for like Mikheyevich and
Brzezinski
and Torrey and all those guys to kind of come up and help stem the tide. I feel like I'm almost in the same mode here with this squad. They've got some veteran pitchers in to help stabilize rotation, and they're hoping that the young guys kind of step up, and the real young guys who have all the talent come up and
Rosario, who's got the 50-game suspension because he likes the weed, apparently, right? Isn't this his second? Was it, or some kind?
One of them was
some kind of drugs.
Abuse, yes.
Some kind of drugs. I see that throughout the Caribbean Series, he played center field. Is that his future?
The Twins want to keep him at second base to see if it works out there, but
they didn't tell the guy in the Puerto Rico then.
I know.
They played him in center field.
I think they need him in the outfield for his Puerto Rican team. But I wouldn't be surprised if they give him a shot out there again, given the Twins.
Hey, he's getting fidgety over here. What do you want to say?
Well,
he had the look.
I'm sorry, period, Sid.
You know, he's got all the answers with the Twins.
Well, what do you think?
Got to make him general manager.
What do you think, Sid?
How good they'll be?
Yeah. What could they do between now and spring training that would
I just feel this way.
Satisfy you?
If the Yankees liked Hughes and thought he could really help them, they'd have given him the money. And I think the same thing with the Dodgers, with that pitcher they got from the Dodgers.
So they're both as rotten as the guys they had last year. Is that what you're saying?
They'll be better than the guys they had last year.
Well, good, because you and I would be, so okay.
No, but not that much better, because they're not going to score any runs.
Sid, they had the worst pitching staff in the history of American civilization, so having 2 competent pitchers.
Don't they have to score runs?
Yes, but you
not
can
anymore.
win a few games with a little offense and solid pitching. So I think they'll avoid losing 90 games this year. If that's
for whatever that's worth.
I know, for whatever it's worth.
Here's my theory. If Jason Kubel makes the team and plays regularly, they'll be as bad as they were last year.
Really?
If Jason Kubel is a factor, then they stink.
Then that tells you everything you need to know,
because
you mean?
he's an old 31 with a slow bat. So
how about the shortstop they brought back?
Bartlett?
Well, he can catch the ball. Oh, Bartlett.
Hey, by the way,
you took a year and a half off. Where's his bat speed at? I'm curious to see.
You talked to Norv Turner, the new offensive coordinator. What do you think of him? What can he do for this team, the Vikings?
I think he'll do a lot. I thought that the combination of Musgrave and Johnson was terrible.
Well, but when they fired Leslie Frazier, you seemed to think this was a terrible move, et cetera, et cetera. And now it sounds like you've come around again.
I thought it was a terrible move.
And now?
I think that I never thought they'd pay him the kind of money they're paying him.
So you've kind of come around on their thinking because...
I think he makes a difference.
Okay, because remember when that happened, you were very upset.
I was upset. I think.
And now you're calmed down a little bit?
I think Norv Turner will help him.
I didn't go to his press conference, but I think Norv needs an amphetamine. He's about the old, most low-key. Sounded strike me as Adelman. I think we got Adelman. He looks like he's beat out to be, but he's got to be he's a smart offensive guy, I guess. We'll find out.
Offensively, they weren't that bad. Defensively, and doesn't look like they're going to sign Jared Allen. It doesn't look like they're going to bring Williams back.
Right.
I don't know what they're going to do for defense.
I think they're going to draft a defender 8th.
That's what
and then they're going to take a second-round.
You mean a defensive player or something? Just a defensive player?
The best defensive player they can get their hands on.
All I know is this: is that I watched Vontaze Burfict.
You gonna do all the talking?
Yeah, I am. I'm talking right now, so just stand down. Vontaze Burfict, his senior year at Arizona State, was a problem guy who made a lot of plays and got a lot of personal fouls. Zimmer got him as an undrafted free agent in Cincinnati and made him into a productive player. So I think he knows what he's doing as far as developing young defensive talent. So I think defense will be a little bit better next year. Period.
Are you through?
I'm done. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
They will take the linebacker from UCLA if he's available.
I like him.
8.
I like him.
They will not take a quarterback until maybe the 3rd round.
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
They
defensively need so much help, and now they let that what's the name go?
Which one?
Aaron Anderson.
Linebacker.
Even without DWIs, that was addition by subtraction. Yeah. Anybody who watched him play last year.
He had a pretty good year.
Really?
Aaron Anderson?
Yes, he did.
I don't know about that.
Take a break, come back. So I'm just glad that you're on this new staff.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law, for all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. And Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, Christian Ponder, the Wild, Zach Parise, the Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yes, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. Justin Bieber! Hey, I like him first. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
This week, the Syracuse Orange hosts the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Watch ACC College Basketball Saturday at 2 on CW23.
I'm Michelle Tafoya, and once again, Taste of the NFL was the hottest ticket at the Super Bowl. Thank you for joining us as we came together to deliver a successful taste of the NFL at the Super Bowl. The money we raised means a lot. For every $1, 8 meals are provided. Thank you, Brooklyn, and thank you all for joining us at our annual Party with a Purpose, the taste of the NFL, where food, football, and fun take a bite out of hunger in America.
Yeah, you're there it is, Taste the NFL. You heard Michelle say it. What a party they had at the Super Bowl. What a great cause, helping fight hunger every day. That's Taste of the NFL.
Hey, they got the Olympics. They got a figure skater. The big Russian figure skater is going to become our star.
Yeah, tonight you mean?
Irina.
However is her last name?
Lipinski.
Kind of like
Tara Lipinski.
Better be careful.
So don't get her confused with Monica Lewinsky again. It sounds a lot like Tara Lipinski.
Watch out, I thought the same thing when I saw that flash on the screen.
You know why I love my wife? You know why I really, when you get right down to it, I love my wife?
Why?
She don't give a damn about figure skating. She could care less.
How much Olympics you watch?
She just as soon watch golf.
I don't watch any of the Olympics unless the USA is playing a little hockey. Otherwise, I don't watch any of it. What do you watch?
That's why I can't understand why everybody goes crazy about it. What is their TV rating?
Number one market
right here
in America for watching the Winter Olympics. Twin Cities.
Twin Cities
right
in
here.
Denver,
right here.
Yep.
The opening ceremony. First of all, they did what, a 28 share. 10 hours after the event was held, and we were number one.
I get that. I just don't want to watch.
We watched the Winter Olympics.
I would rather, like the Gophers and Timberwolves were playing last night. I don't want to watch them. I don't want to watch the Olympics. You?
I thought the opening ceremonies was pretty good.
You watched it?
I thought the music and stuff
you
like that.
You like that, huh? Well, you're a music guy, though.
Yeah,
Not
I'm not a music guy. But I just thought the Russians did a very good job.
Do you think
I never, Patrick, were you there for the Miracle on Ice here or not?
No, that wasn't me. No, Such covered it. Greg Wong, my friend, covered it, but I wasn't there. No. In fact, I had a little fun with it and became a very hated guy. Herbie and I got a little feud because I kind of made fun of the fact that, this was supposedly... you win a game with a hot goalie, and supposedly it's a victory for capitalism over communism and the whole BS. And then 4 years later, they lost to Norway in the first game. One of my proudest leads ever. I called up the Norwegian consulate and got him how to spell "Do you believe in miracles" in Norwegian. And I ran into Herbie 2 days later, and he didn't address me with respect.
Really? He didn't like that, huh?
4-letter word there.
Yeah.
Herbie, you were not one of Herbie's big fans, I'll tell you.
No, Herbie and I got along fine, but he'd scream at me.
No, you didn't get along.
He'd scream at me.
He cut you up in shreds.
Oh, sure he would. But that's fine.
You're not a hockey guy either. You're not a hockey guy. You get along okay with Herbie?
Huh?
Yeah, how'd you get along with him since you're not a hockey guy? You're a basketball guy.
I got along great with him. I traveled with the hockey team for a 3 years. I went to the NCAA.
You had to beat
Herbie wasn't that old.
I went with Mariucci. I always went to North Dakota because it was just a ball with him.
I'm the guy that gave Patty the name St. Patty because I used to call her up and say, "How you doing, St. Patty?" And she said, "Stop calling me that." I said, "You're going straight to heaven. Don't worry about it." Being married to Herbie.
In fact, one of the things I'll never forget, Mariucci's dying, and Steve Cannon and Herbie and myself, we go out to his house. We're there for 7 hours. Wow. And I'll tell you what, he looked like he was fine. He was great.
Mariucci, you mean?
He died about a week later.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Period.
Have a good time in spring training, Lavelle.
Thank you.
See you back here next week.
We won't miss you after the show.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quart surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.